That's not going to happen anytime soon. This is Tim. This is your Giants Straight Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC. The Waller looks like he's out with a hammy, and he's not going to be playing against his former team, the Raiders, after Josh McDaniels got fired, and they also fired the GM, and now they're benching the Garofalo, and Daniel Jones is supposed to be back, and we just traded Leonard Williams. This is just a whole big old mess. And I laughed, though, because if you check the Vegas odds, the Giants are still 1.5 point underdogs against the vaunted Las Vegas Raiders. Lombardi, or something magic still lingers in the name. It's a weird situation after the trade deadline. It's a little strange because you had some teams make some moves that the Giants are going to play, and it's almost like the gods are aligning that we're going to get screwed and probably pick out of the top 15 and be stuck with Daniel Jones another year. And I don't know, Lord, I don't know if I could ever freaking take that. I don't think I could not. I do not think I could take a season 6 with Daniel Jones. Leonard Williams moves on from the New York Giants, and everyone was like, what a class act Leonard Williams is.
King of the almost sack.
He is so wonderful. What a great guy he was. It wasn't his fault that he signed that big contract, and that's the reason why, even though he never lived up to the contract, he did the little things you don't see on the stat sheet that just made him such a great Giant. Then he goes to Seattle, goes to the press conference. The first thing out of his mouth is, I'm excited to be on a winning team. That's kind of that's a little bit of an FU to New York. I'm excited. Hey, listen, I'm glad that I went across the other coast. He did play at USC. I am glad I went across the coast. I'm just glad to be part of a winning team. You went to the playoffs last year, Leonard. You won a game. But don't worry, the money didn't change him. And I love it because I see posts on Twitter like, well, it was a circumstance for Leonard. That's what the problem was. That's why he didn't get the props that he didn't put up the fucking numbers. That's why he didn't get the props he's due. He didn't put up the numbers after he signed the big deal. He had the 1 sack season, contract year, shockingly, I know. Turned around, and then he kind of fell off the planet. His run defense fell off the planet. It's amazing last year when Leonard Williams went out, the Giants actually produced better per yard average on carries with Leonard Williams out of the game. So now we're looking at going to the Las Vegas Raiders, and it's one of these things. The Raiders aren't a little they're a little disheveled right now. You got Mr. Pierce, the former Giant linebacker great, taking over on the interim basis. Antonio Pierce, of course, is going to be named interim head coach. We're all very excited about that. Good linebacker for the Giants. He did what he needed to do. When he was here, he helped us get a ring. I mean, it's just one of those. It's just one of those things that you gotta love. He started 69 regular season games, finished with 491 tackles, 377 solo, 7 sacks, 34 tackles for loss, 6 forced fumbles, 7 fumbles recovery, 4 pass interceptions, and defended 33 passes defensively. Good guy. Everyone says he's a linebacker coach. He's a good guy. He's a smart guy, so we wish him well. The Raiders also got rid of their GM, and they are going to be starting a rookie quarterback. Like I said, the Garofalo is being benched for Aiden O'Connell. I don't really know much about it. I do not know a lot about Aiden O'Connell, to be perfectly honest. I'm not sure why you would go with someone such as that. The guy is 25 years old. I know he's 25 years old. You gave the Garofalo $67 million over 3. I mean, it's to me, it's almost like the Giants are being groomed to win a few more games. It's almost what it seems like. You have all the check marks. Then you're going to bring back Daniel Jones. I really don't think that's going to be much of a difference. But you're going to bring back Daniel Jones. You're going to reteam because he was miraculously healed. He was miraculously cured. Or maybe it was the fact that they just didn't want to put him up against the Jet defense. The Raiders defense, for all of the warts that it has, is not that bad. And you got Crosby, you got a little bit of a rush. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's any better because then you go into Dallas next Sunday. Then you have 3 away games. If you go 1-3, I think you did well. I think the Raider game is the big game you can win. But then you have the Patriots. We're not gonna get into that. But it's almost like all the check marks are aligning for the Giants. First time interim head coach, GM gone, a rookie quarterback starting, your starting quarterback returning. Are the stars aligning that we are literally going to get screwed again? That the Giants are going to win, like, let's see, they have 2 wins now. The Giants can win like 4 or 5 more games, and somehow they're going to finish with like 7 wins. Is that truly what's happening right now? I mean, we really have to think about that for a minute. Think about it. Have the skies opened and the light is shining and we're beaming down looking at this giant team saying possibly we could win 4 more games and get screwed in the draft? Because Washington made the trades. You're going to have to go against the Pats at home. So you got an opportunity to win that game. You got if you think about it this way, if you win, think about it this way. We're going to look at it for a second now. You could potentially win the Raider game. I'll give them a win on the Raiders. I'll give them a loss Cowboys, loss Commanders. I'll give them a win on the Patriots. I'm going to give them a win with the Packers. I'm going to give them a loss in New Orleans. I'm going to give them a loss against Philadelphia in Philadelphia. I'll give them a crazy win against the Rams. I don't think they're going to. I'll give them a crazy win. That's 4 wins right there. So you just won 6 games. That would be our luck. Now, I know I've talked about it before. I've said it multiple times before. You can't trade back up into the first round. It's allowed. You can't trade into the top 10. That's okay. But it would just be our stupid luck. I'm still more concerned about Dable. Some of the things that he's doing, it's almost like he's playing not to lose. You think about how he played last year, how he coached last year. It was a little bit more freewheeling. It was a little bit, hey, listen, no one's expecting anything from us, so let's take a couple shots. Let's do a few things that, that we probably wouldn't normally do, but let's do a few things. And at the end of the day, it helped him win those games. So I kind of laugh that, he's gone conservative with some of his play calling and some of the things that he does that it's almost, the Jet game was a great example. It's like he just sat on the ball. It's like, I'm just going to sit on the ball here. I'm going to let my defense play. And I know I'm not going to get anything in the offense, but I'm just going to run them 30. I'm going to run Saquon Barkley 478 times, but I'm not going to do anything else. And then let my defense win this game. And then when the defense faltered, it was then like he was like, oh, shoot, I'm screwed. I'm screwed in overtime because I have a quarterback on the roster that I don't allow to throw. And then we're sitting here on Thursday, and the Giants have still yet to bring in another quarterback. So if something happens to Daniel Jones, if Daniel Jones gets sacked and hurts his neck again, we're stuck with Tommy DeVito again. So is he winning? Is he not trying to win? Is he trying to force his way back into Buffalo? Now, with the Leonard Williams trade, we have $9 million in additional cap space. So we were at like $500,000. So we're now at the point where we have the operational cap space to bring in a backup quarterback, to bring in a veteran, to bring in a Matt Barkley, a Carson Wentz, a Nick Foles, someone like that, who actually is capable of throwing the ball 5 yards down the field. I'm not sure our starting quarterback can do that, but these guys are capable of moving the ball somewhat down the field. It's just weird. It's just kind of weird the way this team is being run right now. And like I said, it's not for me to get. It's not for me. It is for me to question, because if I didn't question, I wouldn't be in front of a mic. But it's not for me to get. And I've always said that this is not for me to get, but it is for me to question. So you have to look at from the validity of what Shane and Dable are actually doing. I think we're going to get a better understanding on Sunday. But like I said, this is a game the Giants should win. This is a game that we should, play well enough to beat this team. If this isn't a game that we work, with our if our defense is really good, we should win this game handily. And I'm talking like 21-7, because that's handily on this team. Handily. But if we're going to lose this game or win this game like 14-13, then we really are just as bad. Because even though the Raiders have 3 wins, they're just as bad as we are. So it's the battle of the Super Bowl's non-contenders. We have to kind of just wait and see what happens. We're gonna don't forget the live stream on Sunday. We're gonna be giving away the last of the
King of the Almost Sack
merchandise that we have in honor of Leonard Williams, and we are retiring King of the Almost Sack to the online Big Blue Vault. It will be a sad day. Some people are like, you should just repurpose that around another player. No, King of the Almost Sack is always going to be for Leonard Williams. It has had a good 3-year run. It's time to put it in the vault. And don't forget to do those 3 things. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell because you want to know why. That'd be awesome.